First of all, thank you for inviting us. We started working while we were students in our university in Porto. We started working together for our school projects, and then some first commissions arrived from friends that were going to start some small business. It went very well. We started our first project, and when we finished school, private school, we decided we had enough clients to start the studio, just to pay for the bills, the space, and small stuff. And progress, we started and go. So I started with art at the University of Porto, like I said. We had a lot of common things, and we wanted also to work together because it was a way of getting other feedback and having conversations on projects and helping us through it. So we named the studio anyway because it's the common letter we have on our names. Liza, Ramalho, and Ramalho. So this is how we came up with the studio. But when we finished school and we had a location and we had some small clients, and we started with that, mainly for the theater. So now we see where the working space is Portugal, looking to the ocean. This is a map also where you have this arrow pointing to Porto, where we have the studios on the north of Portugal. I will show you some images. This is a book that was designed by a Portuguese designer called for the tourism in 72. So it's still like this, we still have the ocean. We have a river also in Porto. We have these two connections between ocean and river, which is nice. The city was built around this Douro River. It's famous for its Porto line. And this is our studio, just one. It's a small house, it's nice. We have our library, it's very quiet. Here is the school where we teach in Liza. So we have some images of our school. It's in a hospital. We mix between Lisbon and Porto. On half is the university city. We have here some images. So we travel a lot by car. It's a 1 hour and a half way there, so we go together and we discuss during this very good time because we don't have phone calls because we go early in the morning and we don't have distractions, so we can really work while we are going there by car. I mean, Portugal, I mentioned you might have also images like that, but has a lot of things that influences us and kind of made us think of our process. We are two different people looking different ways, but we kind of find a way in common points to reach the same really to reach the solution, not the same solution, but we construct we work very in different layers, put one over the other. We like start a project, one start a project and the other comes to discuss a lot and we build like this. So it's really not that you have a studio with us and one is more doing one kind of project and the other time we really want to be both working as a team on all the projects. So it's two different ways of looking, but it's we found it was a good way for us to do graphic design since we were in school. So we also, I think this is very Portuguese, we don't plan a lot, so we see these signage things are not, we don't have the space, so we just go on the line. We also have a lot of non-planned situations because our plans are from Portugal. And it's a little bit a way of doing things, but you also have a good way because we try to take advantage of this. It's the only solution. And sometimes you get to other things that might be interesting. Sometimes we don't know where we are going, but we still do the journey to get there. It's doing, not just blogging. You can have it to everybody that just don't find a solution. And I mean, when we were students, we were struggling sometimes for some projects. And the thing is, it's better to take a direction than to just stand there and don't do anything. And we get there anyway, so it's a good thing. And sometimes also we don't choose the safest way. The thing that we know that it work, we will get sleep, we will get working extra hours, we will be working on weekends as we do sometimes. But we want really to do the best we can for each project, and we do it like it was the last one we did. And it's difficult to work like this, but we do graphic design because we love to do it. So it's really a passion, and we try to get the most of it. We also, as I was saying, we take other ways out from that could be the regular, the safest way to get to somewhere that people like to risk, and we try other ways. Sometimes, of course, we get against the other, or sometimes we found other things. So, during this search of getting the part of the research that we really love, graphic design, we found really interesting things. We found this in the middle of nowhere here, Lisbon. We found this set of computers and TVs with no electricity around, and it was a playground for some kids that lived really next to this place. They didn't have current water, but their fathers built this so they could play. You can see them here. I don't know, these strange images, we found it has something that could also have some connection. I think it has a little bit to do with some asymmetries you can find in Portugal. You can have the best architects, but on the same way you can have some people somewhere who don't have current water, and so you have this huge contrast. It's really this a little bit this insolid situation, this weird situation that this image translated means. A little bit also to show you the context. Also, here you have another image we found. We were searching for things for a theatrical play, so we use a lot of photography to do pictures, and we needed some images, and we went to one of the biggest hospitals in Porto, and by chance we just entered this autopsy room, and we just saw this. You have the crucifix on the top and the brain shot on the left at the body, and you have here the names of the parts of the body. So during our research, searching for other things, we found strange things and maybe amazing things, and this is during the process of the design, working for clients, trying to figure out images, collecting things, and this is another piece of work that we did during the process that doesn't have a use directly for this project, but it's during the process some interesting things that we find or make, and we just keep it. And it's important because it makes like a visual. Some are visual essays, some are stuff that we go through when we are starting another project and we need to see other things. So this is good for all things, so you have different lives on this time. Well, once we found this letter, a lowercase a in like one of our trips and getting on the highway, and we found this lower a lowercase a, and we thought, well, this might be an R, and then it would be nice if it would be a 2, and then to also searching for time, then we decided to do the whole alphabet. So of course this is not a commission, this is just things we need to do, and that are important things for us to do, so we can then respond to actual projects. and we do it also for fun. A lot of Photoshop hours here. That's okay, and some punctuation. But then we already did this, and we were asked to do an image with the letter D for a magazine in Portugal that was about design. So, of course, we had to do the lowercase so it would be more recognizable, and so here is the cover. So sometimes we go to these things and we can use them into real projects. And then, of course, some friends might start saying this. Actually, I think this is a machine to make holes and to find water. We cannot find a specific model, but we got these pictures from a client and we received more than when they saw it on the magazine. So I think we were inspired on this and they sent us the images. So we were asked to participate in a collective exhibition about our home. We have the studio and we have the home. There are similar places, and we have the stuff a little bit, half of it in each of the places. And we thought of doing an archive of all of the things we collect in our objects, not all, but some of them. 800 pieces we have, so we have some toys from Arthur. We have this came from Marquês, from the old cinema. You can see here a lot of things. We picture all these images, then we made a file where we had information like size, etc., and also keywords about each of them. So you could search this object and make other relations. So here is the installation. We were doing some tests. So here you can see we have a place where you can search for keywords, and then it makes different relations. This is to open and close the images and to see them bigger. But you can see here, people can make different relations between objects, and they can see them in. So everything that appears here has a keyword that is linked to it, and then have big images because somebody selected this to see it bigger. This is a gallery next to the board. Also, all books, all documents. So now I'll go back a little bit and show some projects we did. This is what we started doing posters. This was the way we got to get some visibility. As I said, we finished school, we had some clients, mainly theater. We started doing big posters for streets, so it got us a lot of visibility. This is for theatrical growth also. And we also did the programs. It was a way to start working with typography to see how that would link to the image, how we would work it. So we kind of scanned this and related to the image. This is from embroidery letters. This is another poster. This is also for theater. And we start again with posters. We start working for architecture, and also this poster was important. It gave us some recognition, and we got a lot of clients related with architecture that then were going to be very important for the rest of our career. This is also a set of posters for the Association of the Architects that did this series of events. So a lot of type posters. And I'll go a little bit quickly. This was for the Festival of Ramalho. This was for Europe, French presidency, so we have this exhibition commissioned by Liza. with the different designers from your poster and walking. This is commissions that were done by our graphic designers for exhibitions. So then we also start having some books. So we didn't specialize in one medium, we just start doing a lot of courses and small programs, and it led us to doing catalogs. Mainly it led us to contemporary art fields and architecture. All of this is for the Contemporary Art Museum in Porto, different catalogs for artists. This is for Liza Museum, also Contemporary Art Museum for an artist, and we start working with artists and doing some books. From the books, we started working with architects, came first the propositions of doing the exhibition designs, some text walls, some different things. And here is just an essay of the letters that are going to be at the end of an exhibition of the museum in Lisbon. They had this huge empty space, and this was our proposition. It was not, they didn't ask us to intervene here. And this is for us what's important is that sometimes, even if a client comes to you and don't ask you a specific thing, if you see that the project can be better, if you intervene someplace, if you do something else, or if you don't do something, or you instead of doing a poster, maybe you do a book because it makes more sense. This kind of approach, we do it. We do a controversial thing. We think a lot of what's the result at the end, what's the need to communicate, and then we think, and here we propose this space between the entrance. It was a huge space, empty space. And we proposed as the title of the exhibition in type in three-dimensional, so people have this moment before they enter, because the title of the exhibition was Risking Reality. So this was a little bit to make a break between their reality and their entrance in the exhibition. So you can see in colors. Of course, the color, also the color of the text wall around the exhibition was also at the time, was our work. We do a lot of signage, also this is for a school in Coimbra. It's a music school, so we have this different rhythms between the different types, where we have more lines coming together or less, and you could make a difference with the levels going from thin to more blank. So here is the last adventure we had. It was last year we organized Agi in Porto, which was really very different from the graphic design. As we did before, so we did, of course, the graphic design part of the event, being the only two members in Porto. We did this scholarship, and we did this with processing. It was made by a colleague of ours at university. So here you can see the conference, just to give you an overview of what we do in general. It was in the venue was in this building from Ramalho, this beautiful building. You can see it was 1,000 people, and we filled the room, workshops, and a party, an exhibition. So here we had some students working with us at the studio. We were 25, now we are 4 people, so you can see it was really a huge change. It was fun, but really crazy. So now I'll talk a little bit of some projects. This is the first, so again, this is this building from Ramalho. The curator and director of this place, Guta Mortgage, asked a lot of designers, artists and architects to do an intervention on this building. The goal was to show it. We were not the first, a lot of people showed different rooms before us, so we kind of thought we are not going be specific on one room, but we are going to think of the different rooms and how people perceive them. So each room had a different shape. You can use these as some kind of icons to represent them, and a color code also associated. So we did some questionnaire, 100 people. We asked them to say some keywords about each of the space, and with this information that we collect, we did this book with all this research as a starting point. Research of how people perceive these spaces in the building, how they can see them, and so we designed this information. We also propose other ways of looking into the building, from the smallest to the biggest, from the more light to the more dark, the different ways of looking into it. And we did an intervention on a corridor. We put the books on the floor, and people would be walking and seeing different pages, and some of the contents of the book would get out with these keywords for each of the room and with the color code, and would be listed there. So again, some pages and the view of this. So we started with this approach to space, with letters, with this intervention. And later, we received this invitation from a collector also, that's a doctor that has a small gallery that was going to reopen. It was a place that was closed for a long time, but then reopened as a small art gallery. So we had this hallway, small hallway where nobody could pass because we don't have anything special in that place. And we had different building, and we thought it would be interesting to keep this relation and this look of what was there before. So we kind of make this relation with the religion, and we collect sentence. Typical expressions that refer to God, and we need to be organized all the time on the facade. We wanted that it would have the same texture as they were coming out of the wall, the same texture of the background. So you can see here some more. I think it's got this weird look, and people, it was a chance that we don't have a lot being graphic designers. We don't have always the feedback from the people that receive the stuff that you do, because you're not there when they're buying the book. So, but sometimes we got some, and here it was amazing because when we finished this, we stayed on the street like it was nothing to do with us, and we looked at the reaction. It was incredible because everybody could look at it. It made really an impact, and it was very unexpected because it's a street, like I said, a small area, nobody goes. But the people that just by chance passed there noticed, and it brought other people. And it worked out like that. Of course, there was an article on my magazine about this project, and we received a lot of also feedback on this, and people that came to see it because of that. So I'll talk a little bit about the process of this work, which was really difficult. So we went. We had this trip. We had to go to this event in Chicago. And it was just before the opening. We had a lot of projects going on, and this is in Lisbon, and we are located in Porto. It was about 3 hours trip. So we asked some friends to see if they could find a firm there who could take care of this production phases for us. But they told us, yes, we can, but we also have to leave, so they really have to finish it on time because they had a trip to another place. So it was difficult because we knew the supplier that they hired, and they asked us to deliver the project the 1st of September, and the opening was the 20th, something it's on Monday. The opening is on Thursday. So Arthur went to Lisbon and to see them starting cooking everything. We were very nervous. Our friends were leaving the next day, I think. So it was really the last day they were there. And you met the suppliers there, And he said, do you like the color? It's okay, the color? And she said, yeah, yes, but let's see the letters. Okay, but do you like letters? The color is fine. But when are the letters? Don't worry, they will arrive on time. So the day passed like this, the letters didn't arrive. Next day, the letters did not arrive. And so Arthur said, maybe I will go. He was just with his clothes and he had to come back to Porto. Then we were in Porto and it was Wednesday. The opening was on the next day. In the morning we put everything on our luggage and we just went to Lisbon. And on the phone with the girl that was working on this project, there is a lot of people working on the site, it's full of people working very well, don't worry. We said, okay, we are arriving, we'll see that when we arrive. And when we arrived there, it was like 4 o'clock, and there was nobody there. Then a truck arrived with some letters. And they were green, because we actually asked them MDA hydrofuge, so if you have water there is no problem. But we expect them to paint them in white before they bring them to the site, but they were green. And this is the end day before the opening. Around 7, they said, now we are 7:30, we are going to dinner. We're like, no. Okay, we'll stay here, we will wait. What time we will start working again? And they said, well, we will start. We were here like, I think it was 10 o'clock or 9:30. Okay, we'll be here, but don't work, we'll work all night and it will be done by the morning. And then we were there at 10, they were not there, later they were not there. At midnight they were not there, and we didn't know where to go because we didn't hire them directly. So they said, we are not coming. We will come in the morning. We had a problem with the letters. And we will be there, don't worry, at 6 in the morning. And we said, okay, we'll be. At this point, we could not really have a great discussion with them because we could not find somebody that would do this with this amount of time, so it was impossible. So in the morning at 6, they were not very close. We didn't sleep at all, and it went like this. They arrived, I think, at 8:30, something like that. You can see after his face. Then at some point, they were painting the letters. We wanted with the same finishing of the background, but they were going to paint with the pistol. But it was not possible to put the sun, so it would be with the same texture. So then they paint with the, I don't know how we say, but and then they wanted to paint these small letters with this huge brush. So said we have to buy some smaller. It's not possible to paint something like this. And one guy said, I'm going to buy them. And he was the professional painter. So if you say, here, I'm going to buy them. And he said, no, I will. But I went there with another girl. I just said and paint a little bit. And then we gave him the small brushes. And we just went with our on this and start painting with them because I was really stressed, really, as you can imagine. So to make sure, telling the truth, you can see here it's 15:30. It's the day of the opening. This is the vigilant camera. You can see the time passing by. You're seeing the numbers changing, right? 17, 12, 13. Okay. Okay, so this was the process of doing this. So you see people at 7:30. Okay, so place, and we said, well, this time we'll be hiring directly people from the north of Portugal, people that we know. And so we came up with, we wanted to do a series of it would be a series that had some relation with the other one, but it had a new approach. Also, this was a different context. It was the Design Bienal in Portugal, experimental design, and the theme was timeless. It was timeless. It's about time. It's about time. The theme was it's about time, and we just grabbed a lot of headlines from different newspapers that talk about the concept of time, and we used photoluminescent ink. It was really difficult because, again, it's risky, it's a different material, we knew, very, very expensive. And this time we actually went to the suppliers and we wanted to take pictures of all the process so we could look and see when they were doing what, because we need this for record. So he didn't want. Also, we have here difficulties because of the budget. The budgets are very thin budgets for what we wanted to do. So we also had this supplier doing. He tried to give an answer to our proposal, but with less most profit possible. So here is machine cutting. Everything was fine with the cutting, but then we wanted to see them painting the letters. And he didn't want us to go there. He said, it's difficult the way you won't find it, I'm not going to be there, don't go, it's too difficult. And then here, there is a problem. So we went to see, and again, we were with the limit of time. And we saw here was where the letters were painted. So you can see these installations that look good. And then you can see where they were painting the letters. Then we got scared again. Yeah, it was just this at the end. That was painting all the letters. But then, mounting in Lisbon, there was this nice guy, very funny, very happy to do this project. I mean, this is a huge firm. They do a lot of things, but this is not the kind of projects they earn money with, because it's an ink that's very expensive. It's they never did it. It's not like you put something on one side and you have all the system mounted and it goes. That's when things are more difficult, but it can happen with the catalog also, with anything that you do. When you got out of the usual paper, the usual way of buying, the usual everything, it gives more work to your supplier, and you have to find really a nice partner that then have a relation of trust. Like for us, with the books, we have always used always the same printer, and it does wonderful things. And but here we didn't do these interventions as often as we do with catalogs. We don't have this relation with the supplier, so it's a little different in terms of negotiation. And for them, this is small thing, very small things. So it's very different. Again, you can see our very special, so it didn't went so well. We're not supposed to. We're just supposed to be done. So this is the opening. I think it's a project difficult to show with pictures because when you go there, it's really a different feeling. You have the lights giving light to the ink, and then the lights go out, and the building itself is like a huge box of lights. We got two different inks, one for the background and one for the letters, which means when times go by fast, the background disappears more quickly than the letters, so it looks like the letters coming out of the ground, the background. So it might with the lights and some more. You can see here different necessities. There is one interesting take being allowed to support. It's just a question of time. We also had this church recommends 7 days of sex. It was the only that we found related to the subject of the first function. And these levies were really found really strange, these sentences. I think it was a priest from, I don't remember, Texas, that told us. It was a newspaper headline. This sentence. It's also interesting because you can go with a flashlight and you can leave a tag, a provisional and a record of something that doesn't last long, but you can do it. It's funny to see people do and leave some. Now I have 2 more projects to show. 2 last projects. The opening was last weekend. This is the House of Tales. This is a hotel in Porto, a small art residence, more precise. They were going to open, and we were there seeing the place. They asked us to do some small intervention for the opening. And 2 days, I think it was 2 days before the opening, I'm not sure. It was very, very close to the opening. We received a phone call from the client. She was crying. The hotel was all burning. So you can see here the hotel all destroyed some days before the opening. So then she decided to rebuild it again. It was really incredible to see all these projects coming up again and to see finally opening last weekend. So the clients came us because they had these beautiful ceilings and they wanted us to do a reinterpretation of this drawing, but in concrete. They were beautiful, but we thought, also looking into the architectural project, the project that they were doing, that they were not trying to redo everything as it was, but to assume that there was this fire. So we decided to put the same also to make it a bigger cut. We said, why not have people writing about each of the places, each of the rooms, and designing inside and make this huge cut with what was there. So that's what came out. They invited some architects and some critics to write about each of the room, people that knew the building. And this is to see how it worked. We worked with them designing it. And we did some tests again, so it was our first time working with concrete. And we could see also the minimum size of the letters that could work. You can see them, this is the architect, the paper, and the client, and they are starting to also laying out the letters. You can see how it was built. And then on the ceiling. Then there was a room had pieces of each, fragments of each of them. You can see some details. We don't have pictures of the final without still we have here details of the ceiling, but with the open room as it is now, because it's open some days ago, just something. We have this still with this working look, not with the final furniture. And the last one, that also opened last weekend. We did an exhibition and catalog for the Portuguese architect Ramalho Ramalho. It just won the Pritzker Award, and we were going to design this. We did design this exhibition about his competitions. He did like a lot of competitions, 50. He did won a lot of them, so they decided to do an exhibition showing his projects that otherwise wouldn't be seen. So we have these two spaces. This is the architecture university, and we have this building is designed also by a well-known Portuguese architect, which is Liza. So it's known by the fact that you cannot put, it's difficult to put things on the wall because it's done by this architect, so you cannot even hang a poster. We have this system, you can see outside, I don't know if you can see it on the top. Here, you have this system to hang stuff. So we decided to outside just put, each panel would be a contest, a competition, and on the inside there would be the case studies. And there was a selection that they gave the numbers. It was like at the beginning it was more, but it would be 6. At the end they were 5. And then we decided to have the overview outside the room, and inside we go deep. So here is the panels you can see outside. You can see the hanging. And inside we would use wallpaper with all the drawings of the architect. You have here like 1,000 and a lot of images. Once again, this idea of doing a wallpaper until the end, we were not believing that they would let us put this, because they don't let people put posters directly on the walls. So I asked for a written email because it was a lot of work. But I said, until I see blue there, it might not turn well, we don't have this part of the exhibition, but it's a risk again. It was a risk that we decided to do. Also, we took ourselves the pictures because we didn't have a budget for this. It was our idea, it was not at the beginning for this exhibition. So we asked a professional photographer just to put the light. We paid for the first part of the job, and then we find an assistant that's freelancing, working with us, and she took the pictures, 3D images, and we assumed this budget on our design budget because we really wanted to do this. So you can see them here, and then we had this idea, because this is a traveling exhibition, it has to be easy to travel with. So the panels were easy to be laid. It could be 3 lines or 2, depending on the rooms. You can easily design differently. And we thought that we could have these containers and you could put the markup on the huge one. You can see on the next to the floor here on the right down, and you can see each of you can see here view of the 5 of them. So we kind of draw a little bit how this would be working. It's strange because we are graphic designers and we don't have any information on this. It's just it was driven by the content, by the concept of this, and of course we were going to ask an architect or an interior design to design the project, the final, and it was a proposition, it was an idea, but the architect really liked it and said, I will design. So great. So these drawings were here on the top. You could see here you have a caption of all you have inside on each of them, and you have the mock-up on the top that can be archived inside if you have to travel with it. So it's practical in terms of get it into different places, and you can organize them as you want. And then you have the paper wall that can be put into any kind of room. So it works like this. And that's it. That's Sati and our daughter.
Okay, so thank you very much. Liza, anyone wants to ask questions? I think, as you have been so honest in explaining the background, can we ask something more about it? Okay, well, I'm going to ask you something. What about the previous project, the one about the hotel that burned down?
Yeah.
So the text we saw on the walls were descriptions of what was there before?
No. No, each author was free to reinterpret. We suggest there was some description, and when we presented the client, we did just a quick text ourselves and we based it on what was there. But then each took had a different approach to it, which was interesting and led us to different typographic compositions driven by that. So each room had a different approach depending on the author.
This is part of the story design in 3 dimensions. This becomes a great part of your work, isn't it? Or at least something you like very much.
Yeah, we would like very much, and it's becoming a part of it. Actually, we do a lot of posters, books, and for this exhibition, for example, we do books. We do a book catalog. We do books, posters, and signage, and exhibition in the space, design space. It's the major, but we also do the rest of corporate identity and websites. But I think it's
probably that project we mentioned before, the first one for the small gallery, was a big change for you. It's very well known and has visibility.
yes, it is. Actually, it's easy for us to spot now, looking back to these 50 years of work and to see the project that were like turning points. Like the poster, Molly Bloom poster at the beginning was a turning point for us. The I Love Chocolate poster made us work with architects that then led us to progressively having them asking us to do some part of a project. We did other things that are not here, the Southern Museum in Georgia, different things. But yeah, it was. I think, of course, because it was different and maybe not so usual for graphic design to get into this tridimensional.
It probably has to do also with your collaboration with many architects. This familiarity with the 3D space and so on. Where does it come from?
I think it comes from this also, but also from the contemporary art museums where they first asked us to design the catalog, but then they needed some text walls, and we start slowly getting into space. And then also working with architects, they asked us to participate in signage, which is usual for also graphic designers to do. And then later we got this commission for the gallery. I don't think the client was expecting this response. But when we did it, and I didn't mention that this was supposed to stay 1 month, and it stayed 6 months. And it's not permanent because it's a protected building, so you cannot leave it forever. Yeah.
Because I wanted to go there and them, or it was very difficult, you faced lots of problems. I'm just curious because all the time around I hear that all clients, they're so busted, I'm sorry, that so all the time they prevent our ideas. So do you have something like this when you had a big idea but your client denied and just make a big problem to realize, or maybe they interfere somehow more than 50%? How usually go?
Okay, it's a really good question. When we start working, we were always, of course, we were anxious to get our proposals to be accepted by our clients, and I think we were more in transition as we are now. We were more defining it really hard, and then slowly, and it was really difficult, of course, and we got no one. But these projects, I'm not showing them now, of course. So, and also it was a long time ago, which doesn't mean that we don't have notes now, we still do. But it's something that you have to progressively try to keep on doing. And it's a discussion, because sometimes we come from a client meeting, and it's what I was saying at the beginning, we don't choose the easy way. Sometimes we really do two projects. We do first the project we think we should do, and then we get a no, and then we have to do another one. We do directly what the clients want us to do, but if we don't believe that's the best, and if we could propose something that responds to this as we think it should, we will propose it and we will work. And when we had this proposition for this chapel, we were almost sure he was going to say no. But he said yes. And it made all the difference. And it happened to us a lot of, for example, the Ramalho proposal. It's the girl with the mouth open and the letters. There were two actresses. One of them was pregnant, so she was not able to approve the project, and she saw it. And the other one was more easy to convince, and we did it because of that, because she didn't like the project. And despite the fact that this won a gold medal in Japan, which was a project that now sometimes is seen as an icon of graphic design, we never had another commission from this client again after the disposal, which is a little bit strange if you think, because we know that even people that usually don't go to the theatre told us that they went because of the poster, like some graphic designer students that we met them after, or even colleagues, or people told us good things about it. And we never did another poster for them, and actually did a lot of theatrical posters after that. On the other hand, when we did I Was Tower, the one with the heart and with the pieces for architecture, we kind of also had a good feedback of this poster, and we got a lot of comments after that. But we didn't have to convince, the clients believed in this proposal from the beginning. So I think it's a decision, because we said we do love what we do, and we work a lot. That's true. We could work less. If it makes you sometimes you have to double the work, and we still have to convince. I think also you have the way you propose the things, and also when you go to a client and he has some ideas, maybe it's best to say, I will try it, but you try and see it doesn't work, and you tell, I tried what you said, but it doesn't work, and I propose you this. Instead of doing, no, it's not like that, and I should be like this. At least I think it worked well like this. And also now the time passed a little bit, and we have a bunch of projects that already shows a little bit our approach. So when people come to us, they also expect us to propose something more unexpected, and they believe I think now easier for us to get. It doesn't mean we get always a yes. It does not mean that, but it means it's more easy now than it was at the beginning. So I think it's good for you to starting. It gets better. You also learn to, because it's very important to present and defend the ideas. To show it doesn't come just because I like it, it's sustained. So that's a way of also showing them and also knowing very well your profession, knowing and showing that you know. I don't know how it is here, but in Portugal when we began it was really important for us to, because sometimes you see graphic designers, they want to work, it's fun, do some drawings and fun things and everybody has an opinion. So the wife, the client, the husband, everybody. And it happens to us, we have incredible stories. But it's okay, at the end, if you start managing a way to show them and when you present something, it's like you just tell a story. You explain how it goes there and why is it like this. Okay.